We got some breaking news. There are some alarming pictures that just came out that raise more questions about Donald Trump's health. Now, I have a lot of photos here to go through, but first, we also know Donald Trump's health is not great because the White House was forced to talk about this after mainstream media failed to put pressure on them, but independent media put the pressure on and they were forced to talk about it. That's why it's so important to hit like on this video and subscribe, because we can get results the way that mainstream media and corporate media cannot. Here is Karoline Leavitt having to talk about the fact that Donald Trump is not doing well.
Of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House Medical Unit. The president underwent a comprehensive examination, including diagnostic vascular studies. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70.
Okay, so they're saying it's benign, but I have some reporting here from a doctor who has seen Donald Trump. Obviously, he can't examine Donald Trump directly, but seeing what he has seen and knowing what she said, here's what this doctor has to say about Donald Trump's condition, and he thinks that Donald Trump actually has congestive heart failure.
Doctorate in my field, I see congestive heart failure patients on a daily basis. The reason I know that he has congestive heart failure is because of the swelling in his feet and ankles. And the reason I know it's getting worse is because he's sitting behind the desk on camera now. He lashed out against MSNBC for giving him hash about his ankles. This is how we know that something is true, because it gets to Trump. Remember recently where he was talking about going to heaven for some fucking reason? He says, people said I'm not doing very well. I don't think he's talking about the media. I think he's talking about the doctors who are treating him. The only reason his health has been maintained at all is because he has the privilege of getting IV diuretics, spironolactone, Lasix, Bumex, something like that. That's why his hands have been bruised and covered with makeup. Badly, I might add. We know that it's getting worse because he knows he cannot hide the degree of swelling. That's why he's sitting behind the desk. Oh, he also has chronic kidney disease, which is also contributing to the swelling in the feet and ankles. I can't tell you how many times I have seen a patient in their home because they were hospitalized for AKI, or acute kidney injury. And the kidney injury was caused by nephrotoxic medications, namely diuretics, spironolactone, Bumex, Lasix. The president is definitely getting sicker, and we know he's not going to change his diet because he's such a fucking idiot. I think he's going to be around for 6 to 8 months tops. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Well, that's one person's opinion, but as he said, this is very obvious because Donald Trump has been taken photos of many times where the makeup on his hand is just completely obvious. My question is about all of these photos is, and you can kind of see it there, if that's, like, if they are deciding that this is better to do than to just show the bruising. Like, how bad is the bruising? Now, there's a new photo that came out, and this is it, where Donald Trump was at some sort of event looking like shit. And here is this photo. It literally looks like wall paint. It looks like wall paint. He is the president of the United States. He cannot find a makeup artist to skin match his hand. I truly am like, is this better than just seeing the bruising? This is terrible. It's awful. But as that doctor said, there's a reason for it, and it's because he is not doing well. And we also know that Donald Trump has had a problem with his right leg, as you can see here. It's been an ongoing problem with his health, and we also know, we've reported on this before, where Donald Trump had this photo, and this, I'm sorry to make you look, is not the president's member. People are speculating that that is the president's catheter. Here's a little bit more on that.
Whoever took this picture knew what the fuck they was doing. It's no reason why they didn't crop this out. So not only can our president not make it to number 2, he can't make it to the bathroom for number 1 either, because that right there is a catheter. Confirmation. That's a catheter, y'all. So shitty pants is pissy too. They could have cropped that out. And we know that's not his eggplant, because he didn't already had the debacle of a girl talking about his mushroom micropeen.
Better her saying it than me. And of course, Donald Trump is just, there's clear and clearer signs that are recent now of Donald Trump and his mind slipping.
For the Azerbaijan, that was a big one going on for 34, 35 years with Albania. Think of that. I mean, going on for years.
So he meant Armenia and Azerbaijan there, not Azerbaijan and Albania. And here's another one where he's talking about the ocean, and it just couldn't be more clear that Grandpa is just losing his mind.
What did the other leaders tell you? Because it seemed to be, this is unlike the first Trump term. There was great unity that was there, and we saw their public comments. But when you got them in the Oval Office, and we have this photo of you sitting at the Resolute desk, and all of these world leaders are sitting in front of you. What did they say to you privately? Because it looks like they're on the same page as you, sir.
Yeah, they are. They're very good people. They're very good leaders of their countries, and they want to get back to leading their country. You know, they're consumed far more with this than we are, because they're right there. You know, we have an ocean that's separating us, right? A thing called an ocean, a big, beautiful ocean.
A thing called an ocean, a big, beautiful ocean. And this is another clear sign that, I mean, I'll call it dementia. We don't know. We don't know. Looks like it, but this is one of the signs of dementia, and you can't walk in a straight line. Definitely something going on there. Definitely. And of course, we have seen these bad boys many times now where the Kinkles, which is actually, look at that, where this is the thing that started it all, where there's clear problems with the president's health, that his Kinkles, his ankles look like that. So I do think it's interesting that there's all this smoke, right? I mean, we heard from one doctor who basically said he has 6 to 8 months to live. I can't speculate on that. I'm not a doctor. I don't see patients. This person would know more than I do. But certainly there's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of smoke. And the fact that Donald Trump is talking about trying to get into heaven leads me to believe that for some reason, death is on the president's mind. And I suppose we don't know why that is, but all these pictures, the hand, the ankles, the White House confirming that he has health issues, and we know Donald Trump doesn't want anyone to think he's less than perfect. So all this stuff adds up to me as something is going on. We just don't know specifically what yet. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit like on the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.